Hello and welcome. I'm Tuck.
And I'm Chelsea.
And we are brand ambassadors with Ravensburger, and we are excited today to be bringing you Disney Villainous.
Yes. So a little bit of information about the game before we get started. So it is for ages 10 and up. It is for players 2 to 6. Playing time is about 40 minutes, especially with 2 players right there. When you kind of get into more players, that time might expand just a bit with more players. And then the price is $34.99, and it is available at Amazon, Target, and Walmart in the U.S.
Yep. And this is a game where it is good to be bad.
Yes. So, in this epic conquest of sinister power, take on the role of a Disney villain and strive to achieve your own devious objective. I love that. Discover your character's unique abilities and winning strategy while dealing twists of fate to thwart your opponent's schemes. Find out who will triumph over the forces of good and win it all.
Yeah, so it's kind of a reversal of a lot of games that we're used to, and we really like that. It's really unique and really fun. So I kind of want to showcase some of the pieces and components before we get started. So we will be playing with Maleficent and Cruella de Vil.
Yes.
And along with those, you have all kinds of sets. So each player has their game board, their movers, they have their decks, and their individual fate decks as well.
Yeah.
And so, in order to get the game started, we're going to have our mover on the very leftmost position, which isn't really one of the 4 locations, but you kind of get to pick anywhere you want to go from the start there.
Yeah, and definitely, I think, really quick, since we are talking about the movers, we have to show these off.
Yeah.
And since Maleficent is green, and we do have a green screen over here and a green screen behind us, I'm going to have to kind of show her mover off right here, otherwise she goes kind of invisible. But how cool. I love the movers. I feel like they would make really cool decorative pieces. I'm a huge Disney fan. And so I feel like they would look cool on a mantle or a bookshelf just sitting there.
Yep.
So that is Maleficent's. And then we have Cruella de Vil's, and I can get a little bit closer on this one. And you can see the detail even of her fur coat right there and the hair. So just really cool.
Yeah.
I love the movers.
All of the movers are great because they're kind of minimalistic, but they really well represent the villains that they're going for.
Yeah.
All right, and then last but not least, we have our power tokens here. And since I am playing Cruella de Vil, I also have some puppy tokens here as well, which will be coming into play in a little bit.
How cute. You can see the little puppy. I just love it.
All right, so the next thing is we need to talk about our objectives, because the cool thing about this is that every villain has a unique objective in order to win the game.
Yeah, and so in order to, like Tuck just said, win the game, they have to fulfill it first in order to win, and while performing actions in order to show their opponents down as well. And so we each have these lovely villain guides, and so we have Cruella de Vil's right here, and we have Maleficent's villain guide as well, and we are both huge fans of this. Whenever we play the game, we always start with showing our 2 villain guides and just kind of reading them out and explaining what our different cards are and what they look like, and so just so you can kind of see some of those villain guides laid out that way.
And these are great. We, like Chelsea said, we like to read through these. One, because it's a good reference for us as the players, but also for when other people are looking to see what we're doing and maybe how close we are as well.
Yeah. So I will show off right when you open up. I'm obviously playing Maleficent, so right when you open up Maleficent's villain guide, it shows her objective to win right there at the top. So in order for Maleficent to win, or for me to win as Maleficent, I need to start my turn with a curse at each location.
Yep. And the great thing about this, as well as being in the guide, it's also printed right on the boards, each one as well. So the objectives are clearly written here, so that during the game, you don't have to reference this if you don't want to.
Yeah. And like we mentioned already, we really do like to start the game kind of reading through it. And as you can see, like with Maleficent, since I need a curse at the beginning, it goes through what those curses are, as well as already showing off those cards, some of those curses, as well as some other special cards that come into play later. So they are really helpful.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so I think
And really quick, it's only fair if Cruella de Vil's objective is shared too.
I guess we should show them off. So my objective as Cruella de Vil is to start with at least 99 captured puppies. And the way I'll go about that, again, I kind of mentioned that we have some puppy tokens. Each one of those will be worth either 11 or 22 puppies, so the math isn't too hard.
Yes.
Once I have that at the beginning of my turn, because there are some ways that Chelsea might be able to remove some of those puppies or steal them back. If I can start my turn with at least 99 captured puppies, then I can win.
Yeah.
And again, it goes through some of the specific cards and tricks that I have up my sleeve in order to accomplish that.
Kind of just showing off some of that, because again, I love these villain guides. I think they are very helpful.
Wonderful. All right. So let's talk about our turns.
Yes.
So the way that a turn works is that you will always start by moving your villain mover to a new location. So that's why it starts off of the board, so that you can choose anywhere, because you're not allowed to stay where you are. You have to take a movement to one of the 4 locations. And then once you do that, you can choose from any of the icons there, and you can do all or any of them. And there's a really handy card that has all of the different actions that might be on your board, and we'll kind of talk through those as we do them.
Yeah, but just so you can kind of see what that looks like, and we always like to kind of keep it just off to the side so we can kind of reference it if we maybe forget or help each other out.
Absolutely. All right. So, and again, when you do that, you can perform any or all or even none of those actions, but they give you the pieces here, all of the different tokens in those locations, tell you the things that you can do when you're there. And then there is a zone on each villain board that allows players to gain 3 power on each one. And that's really useful because power, these tokens here, are what you'll need in order to play cards out of your hand.
Yeah. And then as we kind of go through, we'll explain there are 4 different types of cards in the villain deck. There's an ally, an item, effect, and condition. And we'll talk about those as they come out and explain kind of what they do and what that looks like. But because I am Maleficent, and this is quite awkward if you like... it's my favorite Maleficent quote. Anyways, but because I am Maleficent, I do have an extra card. I have curse cards. And again, that is a part of my objective. And so I'll talk about those when they start to come out and what those do and how they kind of help me win. But also I have to be aware of curses as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, I think we should go ahead and get started. So I will be starting player. And then, so since I'm starting, I get the benefit of going first. Chelsea will actually get a power token to start with to kind of help her out a little bit. And if we were playing with 3 or 4 people, it would go in order. So the 3rd person would get 2 power, and the 4th person would get 3 power.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So I will, we should go ahead and get our cards. You can get 4 cards, and the colored cards are the ones that make up your hand. And again, these white ones will be fate decks, which normally we don't want to have happen. Now, you can look at these cards, but you'll generally keep them secret from your opponent.
I'm trying to hide.
And I will, like I mentioned before, the 3 power is really handy. So I'm going to go there and grab my 3 power. So it's that icon there that has the number in it that allows us to get power.
Yeah. We have it there without the number in it, but...
And then I have 2 icons where I can play a card, which means that I could play up to 2 cards from my hand. And I have another icon that will allow me to move something, whether it's an item or an ally. And so I'll need to get some of those out, but those are kind of my possibilities. The great thing, though, is I got 3 power and I can play up to 2 cards. So I am going to, I think I will play an item. So I will pay 1, and I'll go ahead and show that off and kind of talk about our cards here. So in the upper left-hand corner, you can see the power cost. So it'll cost 1 to play it. and then it's an item, which you can see on the very bottom. Items are blue,
Yep.
and that is so that I know what to do with it. So items will hang out on my board in specific spots,
Yeah.
and this one actually gives me an activation icon where I can pay a power, and then I can choose an ally from my discard pile and play it to any location for free,
Which is very nice.
really nice.
Yeah. I like that. I'm a little jealous of it.
So I will play that out there, and I really don't have another one that I can do, so I will have to hold on to my cards. Since I only played one, I will then draw one to go back up to 4.
Nice. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I will move to the forest right here. Very similar to kind of what you had. I get that 3 power, which I would like to get. Always great to get power. So I will grab that. And then as well, I have the option to play 2 cards, which you had, and I also have that option of discarding, which you did not have. And I can discard either as many cards as I want, or as few, or all of them, but I will probably keep some of them. I'm realizing while you were taking your turn, instead of watching, I probably should have looked at my cards a little bit to prepare, but I really wanted to know what you were doing. All right. So I'm going to, I'm going to go ahead and I will play, I will go right here. I'm going to play an ally, and I'll show my little ally off, and so it will cost me 1 power right there, which is up at the top. And so allies are great because they are helpful when those pesky heroes start to come out, should they start to come out. Hopefully not. I don't want to give you too many ideas here.
Yep.
But when they start to come out, they will be there to help me hopefully defeat them and let evil win this time around. And so I have the Cackling Goon, and as you can see here, he gets 1 plus strength for each hero at his location.
Yeah.
So he's not super strong right now. He has a strength of 1, but depending what happens, he might get a little bit.
Get there.
Yeah, and I'm going to put him at Briar Rose's cottage.
Yeah, and so you can see allies and items will be on the bottom, and then as heroes come out, they will actually be up top, and we'll see what happens there, but it is worse off to have those than allies for sure.
And then I've used my power, and I've used play a card. I'm not going to use the second play a card right now, but I am going to go ahead and use that discard, and I am going to discard 2 cards there, and then draw back up to 4.
Yeah, and the great thing about discarding is you can get rid of cards from your hand that you're not using. So you'll always draw back up to 4 at the end of your turn. So when you have the discard icon, you can discard as many as you want up to your entire hand, or none if you don't want to. But that helps you kind of cycle through your deck to get some things that might be a lot more useful. All right, my turn?
Yes, it is your turn.
Speaking of discarding, I would like to get rid of some things in my hand. So I will move to the milk farm.
Yeah.
I get 1 power, which I always like to do first so I don't forget. And I have the fate icon. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So when you fate, you will pick up an opponent's deck. I only have 1 opponent, so I'll grab Chelsea's. You get 2 cards off of the top, and you can look at them both and decide which one you want to do. So I have 2 heroes in my hand. I have the guards and Prince Philip. So I can choose which of these to do. Now, heroes have the same power icon as the allies do in the bottom left. So Prince Philip is 5 power, and the guards are 3. But the guards have a little bit extra on them, because the guards, when taking a Vanquish action for an ally to try and kill them, they have to have at least 2 allies. But Prince Philip is pretty strong, and when he's played, you can discard all the allies from his location.
Oh, yeah. All
so
right.
I think I'm going to play Prince Philip, if I could have those back.
Yeah.
So the one that I didn't play,
and you're probably going to, play him somewhere not here, but like a different place.
I think I'll use his special ability and make you discard all allies from his location.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, this is what I was talking about. It's terrible to have a hero in your location because instead of just hanging out in the location, they actually cover up some of the icons.
Yeah.
So now, if you were to go to Briar Rose, you can't get power or
I know,
items.
and there are some good stuff there.
Absolutely.
That 2 power is very much needed, especially when you can't, stay at your location, and the ones are kind of small, but I do have some power over here.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so I have faded. I have gotten my power. I can play a card and discard a card. So I am going to... I don't have any good cards that I can use. They would have been great later, but I'm actually going to discard all 4 of mine so that I can get a few more cards.
Okay. All right.
And I'll pass to you.
Okay. Well, I actually have something kind of cool up my sleeve. Possibly. All right, so I am going to actually do something fun here, and I'm going to play Vanish. And I'll show that off. And please forgive the green screen, so I'll kind of show it off here so you can see there is some green fire wrapping around. Gorgeous artwork wrapping around Maleficent. But of course, we have a green screen right here, so it kind of looks see-through. But Vanish, as it says, at the start of your next turn, Maleficent does not have to move to a new location. And it costs 0 power, and it is an effect. And so I'm going to go ahead and play that so I don't have to move. That Vanish, and I will get that 3 power again. Try to stack up on some power here. And then I still have the option to play 2 cards and discard.
Yeah, that's a good place to use that as well.
Okay. And I will play a card here. I'm going to pay 2 power to play my Sinister Goon here. He has a strength of 3, but he does get 1+ strength if there are any curses at his location. I don't have any curses at the moment, but I'm going to play him to Briar Rose's cottage, hoping that maybe I can do something with Philip later there. Yeah. And then I am actually going to go ahead and discard 2 cards there, and that will be my turn.
Excellent.
So all you.
Thank you. All right. I am trying to get some puppy tokens out, and I don't have them. So, I think I'm going to hold on to this one. I don't have some great ones, but I would like to play a card. So I will go back to the countryside where I can get 3 more power just to kind of stock up when I've got some good cards to play. I would like to play one of them. So I'm going to spend 1 power, and I will put out my Roadster. And the Roadster is a great item. Once I get those puppy tokens, I can generally kind of only snag them from where I am. Yeah. So the Roadster allows me to move up to 2 puppy tokens from the Roadster's previous location to its new location. So when I take that move action, I can move those puppies around and kind of stick them in the trunk, I guess, and bring them with me. So I'm hoping to do that.
And I'm glad that, I don't know if you've seen it, but in the chat, I see I am ready for the Roadster from Lord Off the Board. And so they were looking forward to that, and you have now brought it out. And so I'm sure they are very excited.
Very excited. That's the way to do it. All right, I can play another card, and I can move one. I don't really think I want to move. So I will pass. I've got 3 cards. I don't have a discard action there, so I'll just get to draw the 1.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I will go ahead, and obviously I need to move. So I'm going to go over to the Forbidden Mountains here, and I will start with getting my 1 power. I always am afraid I'll forget my power, honestly. And I would like to fate you before I forget.
That's fair.
All right. Ooh, so I got 2 effects, actually. So instead of getting any kind of heroes, I just got effects, so I'll show those off. So I have Flew the Coop. Choose 1 captured puppy token and return it face up to the supply, and you currently don't have any
yet.
So probably won't choose that effect. Or Reckless Driving. Discard an item from Cruella de Vil's realm.
Yeah. And I've got 2 of
You
those.
have 2. So I am going to choose reckless driving,
Yep.
mostly because
I was
you
just
don't-
showing
yeah.
off my Roadster.
you were just showing off your Roadster, and also with no puppy tokens, it'd be kind of crazy to choose the other one
Yeah.
at this moment. And I do feel like I know that they were very excited about the Roadster, but I think it is time for the Roadster to be removed from Cruella de Vil.
That's fair. It was a very good item, so that's
it was a
that's
good
a good fake
item.
card to use.
All right, and I can still either move someone. I don't think I want to move anyone, to be honest with you. Play a card here. All right, so I will play a card, and I will pay 1 power to put out Staff. And so it costs 1 power, and if Maleficent is at this location, the cost to play an effect or a curse is reduced by 1 power. And I'm going to play it to the forest.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Yeah, and that's
and
my
again,
turn.
we love the artwork.
Yeah,
if
it's
you've seen the
beautiful.
movies, it's fun just to play with the boards and the characters and the villains with those movies to kind of remember all of the fun parts and lines and characters and everything. But even if you haven't, it's just, the artwork is so good and there's kind of a story to playing the game.
I know, and I wish the green screen wasn't messing up Maleficent so much. But I do want to show off the back of these cards because we were talking earlier about how the movers look very minimalist. The cards kind of also have that minimalist feel, and I love the artwork and just that you can see all of kind of those big components that mattered a lot, or maybe some of your favorite stuff that you enjoyed from the storylines. And so I always love to look at the back and remember things of oh yeah, the thorns and Philip and the Raven, very important part of that.
Yeah. And show off Cruella de Vil's
Yes,
as well,
only
because hers
fair.
are awesome.
I know.
I love the line art. You can see all the puppies and the Roadster
Yes.
and it's all the different pieces of it.
And you even have the hair up at the top. And I like that there's a split right there as well.
Exactly. All right.
Just wanted to show those off real quick because, again, the artwork is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and it is your turn.
Wonderful, thank you. I
am distracting.
Oh, boy, I need to go somewhere where I can discard because, again, I've got some rough cards in my hand. So I will go back here because fading and discarding is never a bad option. So I will get 1 power there. And I will fate you. So I need to draw from your deck. I almost took it from mine.
I mean, you can. That's fine. Fate yourself.
That would be too
That sounds
helpful.
great.
All right. So I've got a couple choices here. I've got King Hubert.
Yeah.
When played, you may move 1 ally from each adjacent to his. So I could kind of mess up if you've got some good places.
I don't
stacked.
have much things out at the moment,
No.
which is kind of sad.
So
Trying to
I
work through my
think-
deck.
So I think I'm going to go for the Sword of Truth. And so it's an item, and I can attach it to a hero with no other items, which will probably be Prince Philip.
Yeah.
And that hero will get +2 strength,
Oh, yeah.
and the cost to play a curse is increased by 2. And curses are what Maleficent
Yeah, that's
needs
what
in
I
order
need.
to get that. So I think we will have to do the sword.
item? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All
And
right.
it does make sense that it goes with, Prince Philip.
Of
Excuse
course.
me.
I'm sorry,
How
I'm knocking
awkward
over.
to just knock her over.
All right, so I have faded. I got my power. I think I'm going to discard, and I'm going to keep a couple cards actually, but I'm going to discard 3 of them and draw back up to 4.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
Perfect.
And then I love this. I see a lot of people saying and quoting the movies while you play is one of the best parts too. I completely agree. It does make it fun to get ready to almost play and kind of study your villain, if you will, to maybe prepare with the quoting. And then I do see a couple of other people saying, like my wife, me and my wife have quote battles with each other
that's
over
awesome.
it. I love that. The only one that's coming to mind right now is Maleficent just saying, "Oh, how awkward." And I just
You've
feel
used
like
that a few
saying that. I
times,
know.
yeah.
I keep feeling like I have to say how awkward the whole time right now. And then the songs are coming to mind.
Yeah.
That's about where I'm at. So you guys might be able to outquote us. If you want to help me beat him in the quoting, maybe put some of those quotes in the chat for me.
I could use some from Cruella de Vil. It's been a long time since I've seen 101 Dalmatians.
All right. So I should go. I am going to move to the forest and get that 3 power because, why not? And then I have the option to play 2 and discard. And I am struggling. I need curses, and there are not really curses.
Yeah.
Shocking, I know. All right. So, I do have the staff there, but that doesn't really do too much. Hero gets 2+ strength and the cost to play a curse. Okay, wanted to make sure I was reading that before I did something, and then I was wrong. So I am going to play Savage Goon here, this ally, and he costs 3 power. I double check to make sure that they are not as expensive. So I will play that 3 power, and I'm going to add him over here. And so now I have a little bit more in my strength of my allies with a total of 7.
Yeah.
And they're kind of starting to fall off the board here.
Yeah, now, so the way that, and we're going to get there here in a second, but what she's doing is really gearing up to get rid of Prince Philip. And so there is a Vanquish action, which is on our action symbols
I can show that
there.
off right there. Yeah.
But in order to do that, you have to have your allies, generally, and there are a few cards that can, mess with the rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something special. But generally, you have to have them in the same location as that hero, and you have to have equal or more power than the hero does. And so with Prince Philip having a 5 and having the sword to add 2, she's really kind of stacking up. It's been difficult.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to use another play action. I'm actually going to discard the last 3 cards in my hand here and try to get some stuff, maybe some curses in my hand. And it will be your turn.
Okay. I have something I'm looking forward to doing. So I am going to go back to the countryside. I get 3 power, which I've been stacking up some power over here for just such a moment as this. And I have 2 play actions. So I will play here, puppies.
Sorry, I was reading my card.
I have to pay 1 power for it, but it's what I've been looking forward to being able to do. Choose a puppy token from the supply and add it to the specified location.
Very nice.
I will
choose the right one. This is very important.
So each one has a note about where I need to put it.
And I know that we're supposed to be evil and bad and you're, Cruella, but like, how cute are these puppies? I bet their fur is so soft and wonderful.
I remember Dipstick. He was my favorite.
All right,
so I chose that one randomly, and
Very
each one has a notation of where it needs to go. So I've got 11 puppies that are going to the countryside,
Very nice.
which is perfect.
Where you are.
Because that's where I am.
Yeah.
Which works out, because I would also like to, with my second play action, I would like to do bought and paid for. So I will spend another 2. I forgot that they have to go in the specific spot, so I'm glad that I picked the right one. But I can capture 1 puppy token from Cruella de Vil's location. So I will take this 11,
Very nice.
and I'll put it here to kind of keep track of it.
Yeah, and here, let me move that card out of the way so you can see that is there.
So I now have 11 captured puppies. I'm working my way to 99.
You are working there. Listen, you're doing better than me. I currently have no curses.
You only have to get 4, though. I have to get 99, which is, I feel like, a whole lot more difficult.
I mean, there's a lot of fur and coats and things that you need to have made.
I can see that. All right, I'm going to draw back
Spots
up to 2.
Spots are very in right now.
And let you go.
I feel very wicked to be... I know that's the whole purpose of the game, but it does feel a little bit wrong.
I know.
I'm a little bit too much, I think, on the good side for... Especially at least with puppies. All right.
And I see where are the great saying, I've got to get Horace or Jasper, because my henchmen are really the ones that do the puppy dirty work.
I know.
I'm trying to get them out.
Yes. I know, and I just want to find my raven. I want my friend, or a curse, I mean, honestly, at this point. All right, I need to move, and I'm sorry, I was reading my card while you were doing really cool things, and then I forgot what all of it said. All right. Okay.
And the great thing about this is, so the base game comes with 6 villains, and then I believe there have been 2 more expansions, which have 3 each, and so we're actually combining.
Yes.
So Cruella de Vil is from Oh, and I started to say,
I know. It just left your brain.
It just completely left my brain there. And then Maleficent is from the base game,
yeah.
and so you can kind of mix and match. But each expansion that comes out also has all of the pieces that you need to play it by itself, or you can combine it with all of the pieces from the base game as well. So that's pretty awesome. Evil comes prepared. It just came to my mind.
Yes, well done. I'm sorry, I got distracted by the chat. I love seeing you guys interact. Again, please give me quotes so I can defeat him. But I see Lord Off the Board said I was a terrible child and was scared of dogs as a kid. So watching 101 Dalmatians, I used to think that Cruella was doing the world a service. Mind you, I was like 6. They did point out, mind you, I was like 6. But I do love that someone else was like, that's cute and kind of scary.
Yes, and they came back and said, I love dogs now, which is excellent. I'm glad you came to that realization.
Yes, just so cute. And then I did see someone else, I'm more of a cat person. And I understand. All right, I'm sorry. I did move. I'm going to go to King Stefan's castle. I just had to point that out because I thought that was great. And so I am going to get my power right away because I'm always afraid I'm going to forget that, to be honest with you. And then I do have that Vanquish action. And so to make sure that I'm not, because I always feel like here's a secret about me. I always try to cheat at least once during every game.
That is true.
And I kind of already did it earlier with the Vanish card. I played it a little bit wrong. Thank you for calling me out on that. He let me get away with it with house rules and because we're married. So I will not play it wrong the next time. I do apologize for that. So I did technically already cheat tonight, and I'm afraid of cheating again. Yeah. So I would like to Vanquish here with my 7, and I should be able to Vanquish Prince Philip. I just want to make sure I'm not missing something.
Yes. You are doing it fairly. So when you're in a location with a Vanquish, you can perform the Vanquish in anywhere that you have allies and heroes.
Yes, thank you. I was reading the Sword of Truth because sometimes they have like a special little something else, of like, but if this is here, you cannot do this. So I am going to with my 2 allies. It makes a total of 7 with the Sword of Truth and Prince Philip. Those will go away. Thank you. I would like that to be exposed. Yep. And my allies will also go away because they get fully used. Yeah. All right.
Wonderful. Now, if you had extra that you didn't have to use, you could leave them there. But anyone that's left there, even if you have excess power on your allies, they do have to go away as long as you've used them.
Yes. All right. So I am now going to, also, I have quite a few things. I'm going to do all of the things for once.
That's
so I'm
nice.
going to play a card, and I am going to, right at the forest here, I'm going to play my first curse for 2. And so I have Forest of Thorns. And so it says right here, heroes must have a strength of 4 or more to be played to this location. Although, again, as I mentioned earlier, so curses are kind of my special cards. I do have a warning, kind of like a beware for Maleficent, because, curses sometimes. And so it says, discard this curse when a hero is played to this location. Yes. So I do have to be wary of those heroes, kind of like Prince Philip, who was a 5, that could make that curse go away. And so, I feel like the Forest of Thorns should be played at the forest,
that
right?
makes sense.
I'm going to try and show off both of these. So I have a curse in that staff. Yep. It's kind of going off the screen. I do apologize about that. But it is there, and I think I'll actually change it so that the curse is on top so we can see that. Yeah.
So again, Maleficent's objective is to start her turn with a curse in each location. And the curses for her are great because they either help her or make it a little bit harder for me to, in this case, to fate her. If I have some low power heroes, they can't go in this location. Yeah. But there's always that thing that might get rid of it, which...
kind of that beware.
Yeah, something to beware of.
And as I mentioned, again, I'm going to show off that villain guide. And so it talks about each of these cards. I just showed off the Forest of Thorns, but you can see that beware, again, about that hero. And it does it for each of those cards. So like Green Fire is another curse that we haven't seen come out yet. Fingers crossed it's coming soon, but it does have that beware of if Maleficent ever moves to its location, Green Fire is discarded. So there is kind of those warnings for each of those curses.
Absolutely.
All right, hold on. Let me do one more thing here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I would like to fate you.
That's fair.
And then it will be your turn. All right. Oh, Anita and Roger. I do love them. I may be a little bit more on the hero side of the 101 Dalmatians, which might be good.
It's hard to be sometimes.
No, see, I think it's good because you're Cruella DeVille, and obviously I want the heroes to prevail.
That makes sense. Okay. I'll be on the hero side for Maleficent.
Yeah, Maleficent should totally win. She's way better. All right, so we have... remove up to 2 puppy tokens from one location. Again, don't have a lot of puppy tokens, so probably not that effect.
Yeah, I snatched up the one that I put out there.
Yeah. And then we do have the hero of Anita and Roger. And so when a puppy token from the supply would be added to this location, return it face up to the supply. Ooh. Well, I'm going to choose that because this one doesn't really do me too good right now.
Yep.
Also, how cute are Anita and Roger? They're like doing like nose kisses, butterfly kisses. All right. And, man, you did good by covering up my power. I was hoping I would be able to, like, cover up some power. I'm going to go ahead, and I will still cover up some power, and I will put it right there.
Yeah, that's fair. That's where I've been going to do the fading and the discarding, so that's
all right, and that is the end of my turn. I'm sorry, I felt like that was a long turn.
It was a good turn, though. All right, well, you made it a little bit more difficult. I don't really want to hang out at the milk farm anymore, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I do want to go somewhere where I can play a card. I've got enough power, I think, for the moment. So I'll come over to the Radcliffe house. I don't get any power there, but I can play a card, which I will do. So I'm going to pay 3 power. And just like was called out earlier, I needed to get Jasper out to do some of my dirty work for me. So I got him.
I love his position that he has going on here.
Look, he's got to look evil, right? So Jasper is great. So he has the activation token, which means that whenever I end up somewhere that icon is there, I can use either his or now the telephone, either one. I can make a choice. Yeah. And I have to pay a power, and I can capture up to 2 puppy tokens at his location.
Very nice.
So I think I would like to put him somewhere where I don't go a lot. And I haven't been to the Hell Hall, so I think I'll put him there to see if he can help me
I'm shocked you haven't gone there since you have the most icons at that location.
I know, but I've been hanging out kind of here and here, and now...
I feel like I've kind of been hanging out between the 2 and the 3, you know? I get that.
So I'll have Jasper hang out at Hell Hall. So I have played. I can't activate really either one of those. Oh, I could choose an ally from my discard pile. I'm not sure I have any allies, do I?
This is right. This is when you have to remember what you have played. Kind of be like,
I sure don't. Look at all those effects in there. Okay. So I won't do my activate, but I will fate you from your deck.
I wish you wouldn't, to be honest.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So we've got 2. I've got the wonderful little fairy Flora. And Once Upon a Dream. So I could discard a curse from a location that has a hero. Oh, so that actually doesn't work for me.
I like that.
Or I've got Flora, who is a hero. She's only 3 power though, so I can't play her in the forest because that curse says they have to be 4 or more strength. But Flora is fun because she says until Flora is defeated, Maleficent must play with her hand revealed.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think I'll do Flora.
Yeah.
And I will, let's see, I think I'm going to go back to Briar Rose Cottage and cover up that 2 power there. And now you have to play with your hand revealed, which is very interesting.
I kind of want it to be able to show off here, but we are kind of running out of a little bit of
space.
Table space, and I don't want it to look like I've played these cards too much here. So I'm going to kind of do this little like 4 square thing over here. Yeah. And hopefully that is kind of easy to see.
Pretty visible there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so I only played 1 card. I can't discard, so I'll just draw 1 and pass to you.
All right. So I am going to go, and I'm going to go to the forest here, and I will get that 3 power, as always. All right. And I do have, so I do, as you can see, have some curses in my hand.
Yes.
Oh, man.
2 of them.
2 curses,
in fact. It's pretty great. Getting you close, maybe, to your
I know. I'm trying to decide here. So I do have, I will show off, one of my curses here. So I do have green fire, which I kind of mentioned, and goodness gracious, that green screen, I do apologize. So there is the beautiful of what you can see, that green fire from the dragon, and just how gorgeous that card is. And so green fire, it says heroes cannot be played to this location. Great.
Yep.
However, my beware, if you will, is discard this curse if Maleficent moves to this location. Yeah. And so I'm kind of struggling here with where to play that.
Yeah, because you can't go there, basically, unless you want to get rid of it.
Moving forward. And so I am going to play green fire. I would like to save my Dreamless Sleep, I think, although I could maybe play both of them. And I'm going to play it at the Forbidden Mountains. Okay. I feel like that might be a good place. I haven't gone there too much. I'm feeling kind of good about that. Okay. I do have another play action and a discard. And I do have 3 power. And I do just need those curses out. So I think I am going to go ahead and pay that 3 power and play Dreamless Sleep. Which, beautiful. That would be
the artwork is fantastic.
I like that. That would make like the perfect almost bedroom artwork right there. Maybe a little dark. As far as what is actually happening in the picture, but it's very gorgeous. And so it says heroes at this location get a -2 strength. Awesome if Philip somehow cycles through and comes back. And then discard this curse when an ally is played to this location. And so I'm going to go ahead and play this curse at King Stefan's Castle because I definitely at some point want to get rid of Flora if possible. It's not necessary to win the game, but if I do get an ally, I want to be able to play it. So, and then I will discard, I'm going to discard these 2 cards right here.
Oh, okay.
So that is my turn.
All right, so you get to draw all 4 cards, which is feels great to be able to kind of refresh
does feel
your
great.
hand.
I am low on power though now.
Yeah, definitely. All right, speaking of power, I'm going to go to the countryside and get 3 power. That's kind of one of your main locations, whichever spot has the 3 power, because you'll be going there to try and get power. Generally speaking,
probably not the place to play the green fire curse.
Exactly.
Where whenever Maleficent goes there, you discard things.
And generally speaking, the location with 3 power also has 2 play actions, which is generally a pretty nice place to be. Yeah. So I will play here puppies again. I get to choose a puppy token and add it to its location. So I can grab one randomly. I don't know. I'm feeling this one.
There are quite a few.
I was hoping. So again, I mentioned that there are 11s and 22s, and I was really hoping for a.
Well, goodness gracious.
Oh, and it would be played to the milk farm, but Anita and Roger, when a puppy token would be there, it gets returned
face up
to the supply.
Thank you, Anita and Roger. Their love has saved the day.
The nice thing is, once I've turned over a puppy token, it stays turned up. So I will always know that this is an 11, and might go looking somewhere else for one of the 22s, or if it was a 22, I would know which one it was. So, well, that was a little more disappointing than I was hoping for. Let's see.
Ooh, I have to thank the chat because they said, don't forget that you do have the staff there to help you save power.
That's right.
Which I did not use last time for my 2 curses.
That's right. If Maleficent is at that location, so keep that in mind. I think you have been. Yeah.
And I played 2 curses.
You sure did.
Out of fairness, I do appreciate that. Thank you. You're the real MVP right now. You're looking out. But out of fairness, I will not take my power back because we are both big believers of once your turn is passed,
you gotta call it.
Yeah, and I did cheat earlier, so it's probably fair if I take a little bit of a consequence now.
Kind of evens out maybe a little bit. All right. Okay, I can play another one. I'm not sure that I want to.
I'm just straight looking at your cards. All of my cards had to be face out, which actually, I'm so sorry. Let me put those out again. So I got you. I feel like I should be able to see your cards.
All right. I actually will go ahead and play that Devil Woman, which is an effect. It costs 1 and allows me to move a hero to any location. I'm actually going to move Anita and Roger out of the way, and that might bite me later if a Hellhall puppy comes out, but at least I know that this one isn't, so I might knowingly put that one
way.
out there.
Get the milk farm back. Absolutely.
It also gets a card out of my hand, which I can then refill, because I'm going to go ahead and end my turn. All right.
Very nice.
Your turn.
All right. And I do want to point out, because a lot of people are also saying that the artwork is, I do like, Not My Dance did, mwah, chef kiss in the chat. I agree, it very much is. And I love that Ravensburger Global. I love when they give like background information about games. And so they said, thanks, it is based on movie scenes, but they are painted in a new style, which is really cool. And you can see that here. So I'm kind of trying to separate here because I have a curse in my hand that looks like a curse that I have out. So I'm trying to kind of place it over here so it doesn't look, too much like that. So I am going to go ahead and make sure I'm not going to the one where I have to Okay, so I'm going to go there. I will get 1 power, a whopping 1 power. And I definitely would like to fate you. So I will do that while I'm there. Oh, I mean, how cute is that they came out together?
Even as a heartless Cruella de Vil villain, that's adorable.
All right, so we have 2 heroes, Perdita and Pongo.
The only bad part is you have to separate them. You can only pick one.
I know. Anita and Roger got to stick together. That's kind of not fair. All right, so Perdita. So when Perdita is played, you may choose 1 captured puppy token and add it to her location. Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's great.
And Pongo, puppy tokens cannot be captured at his location.
Those are both
pretty
rough for
really
me.
Good. And they are the same strength. So I was gonna see if maybe like Pongo had like 1 extra or Perdita. I mean, that'd be great too. But you know what? I'm gonna choose Pongo.
Okay.
And the reason why is I know you said the milk farm. And so I'm gonna put Pongo at the milk farm.
That's fair.
And kind of that way you can't grab that puppy token.
Yep, so
That's what I'm thinking.
Even if it went out, I couldn't capture it from there. I'd have to use my Roadster, which is gone now.
Yeah, I got rid of that right away.
Yeah, you did.
All right, so I have 1. Let me double check here if I can do anything with this stuff.
Yeah, and I'm seeing in the chat some of the other favorites. The movers on all of these are fantastic.
Yes.
Yzma is fantastic, as well as some of the others. And I wish I had them handy. Unfortunately, they're up.
We have
put
them
away.
up. All right, I am going to play a card. So I am going to play the spinning wheel. Again, man, that green screen. I apologize. Your cards, when you pick up your own copy, again, remember it is available at Amazon, Target, and Walmart in the U.S. for $34.99. When you pick up your own copy, the cards will not be fuzzy and translucent unless you have a green screen. And you're playing over like Zoom or MS Teams. All right, so I'm going to play the spinning wheel. It costs 1 power, which I picked up. And so if a hero is defeated at this location, gain power equal to the hero's strength minus 1.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and play that at Briar Rose's Cottage. And that is what I can do. So it is your turn, good sir. Right. And I will draw 1 card and show it off.
Yeah, and until Flora gets defeated, I get to see all of your cards.
I know, I'm sorry. I did kind of have all of that up beforehand.
I would just like to point out, chat, that we have 3 curses in her hand.
I do.
And there are 3 curses out.
Yes.
Which means that she is possibly 1 away from winning.
Again, I just need to start my turn with a curse at each location.
Yeah. So I'm going to twist my gears a little bit from what I was trying to go to. I'm going to go to Radcliffe House where I can fate. So I'm going to see if there's anything in here.
I mean, you don't have to fate
that might make it a little bit tougher. Okay. So I have Aurora and some guards. So the guards are great because it takes 2 allies to defeat them. Aurora, when she's played, reveal the top card of Maleficent's Fate deck.
Ooh.
If it is a hero, play it. Otherwise, turn it to the top of the deck.
Turn it back to the top of the deck.
So I guess I'm going to go Aurora. There's nothing that I can do to really just defeat these guys because the guards are only 3 power. Yeah. I could technically play Aurora here, which I think I need to do.
Yeah, 4 or more.
So, the Forest of Thorns again, discard when a hero is played, but they have to have 4 or more. So, I will play Aurora there to discard the Forest of Thorns. And then, when she's played, if it's a hero, which it is, curses cannot be played to Merryweather's location.
Ooh, okay. All
so, there is 1 spot, or there's 2 now,
yes,
where there are some curses. So, I think I will put her with Flora. Make it
They
a
are
little bit
together.
tougher.
All
And
right.
that's how quickly the game changes.
Yeah, I really thought maybe I had it there for a second.
Next turn, yeah.
All
I
right.
kind of thought so too. All right, which is why I did what we call a Hail Mary, a little bit
Yeah.
long past there.
All right.
I can
That
play
was good.
a card.
I mean, I respect
Thank you.
it. I don't like it,
I
but
know,
I do
I know.
respect it.
I will. I have one card that I can play. I'm going to play Spotted.
Very cute, that little puppy on the stairs.
He got spotted. I'm going to play one, and it allows me to reveal up to 2 puppy tokens on the supply. So I'm
Very
just
nice.
going to flip these. There we go.
Ooh.
And not only does it allow me to see how many there are, but also where they are. So
Yeah.
when I can play one out, I can choose one of the face-up ones if it works well for me.
Yeah, so now
or
you have a
randomly grab
Radcliffe house with 22 puppies and a countryside with 11.
Yep.
All right,
So I'm
very
hoping
nice.
maybe that Radcliffe house. And
Yeah.
I'll draw and pass to you.
All right. Well, some things have happened. That's all I'm going to say. Some things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. All right. So I'm going to go to the forest, even though I don't have too much I can go
Yeah.
do there. But I will get those that 3 power. And this time I will remember that my staff exists and Maleficent is
Yep.
at this location,
Yep.
which means that the cost to play an effect or a curse is reduced by 1 power.
Okay.
So I am going to use that this time. All right. And so I'm trying to decide. I also have a Vanish in that I could use, and that way I don't have to move.
I know.
But I feel like I should get stuff out.
Absolutely.
All right, so I am going to go ahead and I will play Dreamless Sleep, and it is a curse, so it will only cost 2 power because of that staff. This
Very
time I
nice.
will remember it.
Yep.
And I am going to go ahead and I will play it right here with that spinning wheel. And so heroes at this location get -2 strength.
Except that Merryweather makes it so curses cannot be
That's
played
right.
there.
See, I always try to cheat
I know.
every time.
So you have to play it
without
in the
fail.
forest.
I know. All right, so I will play it in the forest. Man, I'm sorry. See, I always try to do stuff. And I will show that curse at the top
definitely.
there. And then discard this curse when an ally is playing to this location, which isn't super great for me.
That's super great.
All right, and that's all I can do. So
right.
I will flip over 1 card. Yeah.
All right, so at this point, unfortunately,
I
we're
know.
getting close to time. I thought Chelsea was going to win
I
it
did
for a
too,
minute,
and then
I
you
got
just had to fate me.
I got really lucky with Aurora, and as somebody Zach Penins pointed out, Aurora is one of the few fate cards in the game that
Yes.
allow you to play multiple heroes.
I know.
And I got really
It is
lucky
brutal. I agree.
with being able to play her out
And then
and
Merryweather.
getting rid of the curse
Yes.
because she was strong enough, and then Merryweather that blocked a curse going
I
to
know.
our roads.
And
So,
of course, I thought about it for so long, trying to think what to do, and again, you got to really read the cards. That's a note to me,
that's
honestly.
a note to all of us. So, guys, we thank everyone for joining us for
Yeah.
this. It has been a blast to play and to interact with you all.
Yes, thank you all for chatting with us as well and giving your feedback.
Yeah.
It's been so much fun.
So we love all of the Villainous games.
Yes, the whole
and
line.
all of them. And we see what are our favorite villains and why. My favorite is the Queen of Hearts because
Oh,
I
okay.
really like her win condition of getting out the guards
Yeah.
and then having to turn, because it fits in thematically. I love the way that they all fit in thematically.
Because of the little, like, arches.
Yes,
Yeah.
so you have to play the cards
cards.
out and then turn them sideways into the arches that you
Yes.
can then
Hit
play a
the-
card
yeah.
to hit the, what is that game? Croquet.
Yes.
The croquet ball through with
Yes.
the flamingo.
That is enjoyable.
And
yeah.
I absolutely love
I think that was the
whole
first.
thing.
I think that was actually the first villain that you ever played when we played the
stuck
game
with
for the
me. Mm-hmm.
first time. I think. I'm almost sure.
Just the idea of getting a guard out who can be an ally or an item because you can
Yes.
tell them to
Yes.
bend over and become a croquet hook.
Yeah, that is a good one. All right, I really enjoy Jafar quite a
Jafar is
bit.
great.
I have had a lot of fun playing
Wickets,
Jafar.
thank
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun, especially with having to get the genie and like control. I really like that, but I also really like Radigan.
Well, and
With,
the
like,
great
the
thing about
switchover.
Jafar is
Yeah.
it really takes you through the whole movie.
The whole
because
storyline,
you
yeah.
have to go to the Cave of Wonders, you have to find the lamp, you have to
lamp,
get
you have to
Genie,
control
you
the
have
genie,
to
you have to-
capture
yes.
Genie, and it really takes you through the whole
Yes, I do really like that. Yeah, I enjoy that a lot. I'm gonna say Jafar.
movie. Jafar's great.
Yeah,
They're all great.
they are. It's so fun. All
So,
right. Wow.
thank you all for joining us.
and great question.
We really love Villainous. We love all of the
Yes.
expansions because all of the villains
The
are
whole Villainous
fantastic.
line, yes.
Yeah.
And then just as a reminder, so this is for ages 10 and up,
Mm-hmm.
2 to 6 players. The playing time is roughly 40 minutes for 2 players, but as you can see, we went a little bit over that.
We did,
So sometimes
because
curses and heroes
I came
and
back.
yes, kind of get in the way. And then the price is $34.99, and it is available at Amazon, Target, and Walmart in the U.S. So definitely pick up your copy and see if you are able to be wicked enough to win.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining us.
Bye.
Bye.